America's Got Talent show has been known to be the first step to stardom for many talented people. But can that be said of Kevin Skinner? Kevin won Season 4 of AGT, and although he entered the competition as a farmer, he left the audience with the impression that he was more than they had anticipated. His voice captivated the judges and audience, and he defeated every other contestant to win the title. But what happened to Kevin Skinner after this victorious victory? Was he able to keep the limelight, or had he walked a different path? Join us as we explore Kevin Skinner's life on America's Got Talent and his current situation. Kevin Skinner, a native of Mayfield, Kentucky, has been writing and practicing his guitar since he learned to play it. He began singing after hearing about Hank Williams from his father. He has been a chicken catcher for a number of years and claims to have caught up to 60,000 chickens with his friends in a single night. Wearing his baseball cap and blue jeans, Skinner appeared on the show with humility. Skinner, a native of Mayfield, Kentucky, had been singing and writing songs since he was a young child. But his audition song so impressed AGT judges David Hasselhoff, Pierce Morgan, and Sharon Osbourne that they sent him straight to the quarterfinals without him performing. The words "unemployed farmer" were written on YouTube. But when the country music singer-guitarist started to sing "If Tomorrow Never Comes" by Garth Brooks, he stunned the judges and won Season 4 of AGT Make You Feel My Love, followed by Brenda Lee's Always on My Mind for the semi-finals, for which he received a lot of applause from AGT judge Piers Morgan. In the finals, he performed Aerosmith's I Don't Want to Miss a Thing, which earned him a standing ovation from all three judges. Before we get there, let's take a look back at Kevin Skinner's journey from audition to grand prize. Skinner appeared in a live audition on America's Got Talent's August 4, 2009 episode. After performing Gwen, Kevin Skinner, a self-described down-home country boy, took the America's Got Talent stage with stories of catching chickens. The judges weren't expecting much, but the humble Skinner blew them away with his flawless performance. The audience erupted in applause when he finished, and the judges also gave Skinner high praise. It's a moment in every season that I remember them all. Brooks, If Tomorrow Never Comes. He became a fan favorite on the show while strumming his guitar. By the end of it, Piers Morgan, who judged from Seasons 1 through 6, told him, "That was one of the most emotional, powerful performances I've seen in a long time." Hasselhoff said, "Me too," before adding, "America deserves to see you. You're what this show's about." What's the history behind the song that first endeared Kevin to the judges' heart? Keep stage dressed like you are, and your cap on the wrong way around. Although Skinner didn't perform at the Vegas round, his audition was strong enough for the judges to send him to the quarterfinals in episode 411. His Week 1 quarterfinals performance in episode 413 consisted of singing Bob Dylan's Make You Feel My Love while playing the guitar. Kevin received enough votes to be sent to the semi-finals in episode 414 instead of Mosaic, who performed in episode. Watching as we soon find out judges Piers Morgan, Sharon Osbourne, and David Hasselhoff voted yes, sending him to the Vegas round. 421 featured Skinner's guitar playing and singing Brenda Lee's Always on My Mind. Piers Morgan gave him a standing ovation, stating that the entire story about him is singing from the heart and soul with real, raw emotion. As the two of them were crying in the audience, Kevin was reminded that he had the ability to move an audience in a way that Piers never saw on AGT, before concluding that Kevin was one of his favorites to win the season. Skinner's performance in episode 425, which took place in place of the Acrodunk basketball trampoline dance group later in the finals, featured him singing his version of Aerosmith's I Don't Want to Miss a Thing with a backup band providing vocals. Watch as we reveal more catapult. Judge Pierce acknowledged that the rendition wasn't flawless and had a missed odd note with a few flattened places, but he described the moment as the point of Skinner's journey as a rough diamond in need of professional. Although Sharon claimed that Skinner's voice wasn't the best in the competition, she reminded Kevin that he doesn't have to sound flawless, and compared him to one of the greatest and most distinctive icons, like Johnny Cash, Bob Dylan, and Mick. Training, but recalling the words Hasselhoff used to describe Skinner Pier, who stated that he was what the show was created for while being unemployed and catching chickens the previous year. Jagger and Lou Reed, who are all such unique individuals and did not need to have perfect voices, all received standing ovations from the judges. In episode 426, Kevin Skinner received enough votes to place in the top 5. Instead of Drew Stevens, he was revealed to have won $1 million in a Las Vegas headline show that same night, competing in front of Barbara Padilla, who was runner-up. Recycled Percussion, who came in third, the Texas Tenors in fourth, and the Voices of Glory in fifth. Piers Morgan said that Kevin Skinner was his favorite act on the July 29, 2015 AGT's 10th anniversary special. So what's going on with the American Got Talent winner today? The season 4 winner, Skinner, won $1 million in a Las Vegas headlining show, but not before making a quick detour. Before traveling to Las Vegas, Skinner played for 6,000 fans in the Graves County High School gym. Following his AGT victory in 2009, he released his album Long Ride in 2010, which received a Facebook page where Skinner's profile picture shows him standing next to country music legend Willie Nelson hasn't been updated since 2012. What could have happened to him? In 2014, it was reported that the father of 2 was missing after he texted his family that he had fallen near his home. His family filed a missing persons report, and Skinner was found safe, but was reportedly suffering from depression following the end of his marriage, which he was divorced with. Mostly positive reviews from Amazon, but Skinner lost the limelight after that. Before we get to that, let's take a look at the songs that made Kevin a one-time winner on the American Got Talent show. If Tomorrow Never Comes is a song by American country music artist G. Brooks, written by Brooks and Kent Blasey, and it was released in August 1989 as the second single from his self-titled debut album. 2 kids since then. There isn't much information available about the country singer and AGT winner. Hopefully, Skinner will return to the stage at some point, so fans can hear his music once more. The song, which Brooks calls his signature song, was his first #1 single on the U.S. Billboard Hot Country Singles Chart. It won the American Music Awards Favorite Country Single in 1991. It later became one of Brooks' most popular songs for other artists to perform. In 2002, Irish singer Ronan King released a version of the song that peaked at #1 in the UK and 3 other countries, and made it into the top 5 in a number of other territories. What was the background of? The song starts with a gentle guitar solo and progressively builds to a more orchestrated accompaniment. Brooks has written many love songs because this one is about a father's love for his daughter, not his own. The first line of the song reads, "If tomorrow never comes, will she know how much I love her?" He then compares this situation with his lost loved ones and how he made a promise to say how much she means to him every day. The music video for the song, which featured Brooks singing and playing guitar in a dim room next to a table with an oil lamp, depicted a small child played by the daughter of Steve Gatlin, brother of Larry Gatlin. The use of an antique screen is present throughout much of the video, which also features Brooks's former wife Sandy. Lover G stated that on stage at Belmont University to Britt Todd, he has his daughter playing beside him while he sings John Ly Miller. Passmark during his AGT audition Make You Feel My Love, also known as To Make You Feel My Love, is a song written by Bob Dylan for his album Time Out of Mind. It was first commercially released in August 1997 by Billy Joel for his compilation album Greatest Hits, Volume 3. With over 450 artists covering it, it is one of the few songs that has become a standard in the 21st century. The most well-known cover versions are those by Adele, Michael Bolton, Neil Diamond, Elkie Brooksboy, George Ferry, Joan Osborne G. Brooks, Kelly Clarkson, and Ben Platt. According to Dylan's official website, Nick Noyes and Pink performed the song live more than 300 times between 1997 and 2019 as part of the Never Ending Tour. It was first performed live in Los Angeles in 1998 and was included on Dylan's Things Have Changed CD single in 2000. It was also featured on the bootleg series VA-17 Fragments Time Out of Mind sessions. The song was first performed live on November 2, 1997, at Columbia Township Auditorium in Columbia, South Carolina, and the final performance was at the Anthem in Washington, D.C. on December 8. 2019. G. Brooks covered the song as To Make You Feel My Love in 1998. It was featured on the soundtrack of the movie Hope Floats, and Trisha Yearwood's cover of the song as the opening and closing tracks was the only version on the soundtrack's 2007 reissue. The song was first featured as a bonus track on Fresh Horses for Brooks's first limited series box set, and then on all subsequent album pressings. Brooks's version of the song was nominated for Best Male Country Vocalist at the 40 Honest Grammy Awards. Always on My Mind is a ballad written by Wayne Carson, Johnny Christopher, and Mark James. It was first recorded by Brenda Lee and released by Gwen McCrae in March 1972. Lee's version was released 3 months later in June 1972. The song has been a crossover hit, charting in both the country and western and pop categories. Elvis Presley's recording was the first commercially successful version of the song. 11, 48 performance, and a nomination for Bob Dylan for Best Country Song. Kevin Skinner picked it up, giving him the victory at episode 413 on AGT Season 4. Lists over 300 recorded song releases in versions by dozens of performers. Lee's version peaked at number 45 on the U.S. country chart in 1972, and other performers' versions reached the top 20 U.S. and international country and pop charts. However, their versions of Always on My Mind were not finished until late 1971. Wayne Carson, the songwriter and guitarist, had completed roughly 2 verses of the working title, You Were Always on My Mind. He had been working on a project in Memphis that required him to stay for an additional 10 days. So he called his wife in Springfield, Missouri, to apologize for the wait. She was upset, and he responded, I know I've been away a lot, but I've been thinking about you all the time. He immediately ended the call to get the song down on paper, bringing it back to Chips Moment's recording studio and working on it for a few days, but it didn't work. Carson asked his colleague Johnny Christopher for help, and they continued writing it in the woman's office. Feeling stuck, they appealed for help from music critic Robert Hilburn, stated that it was widely believed in Nashville and Memphis that Elvis Presley's marital problem served as the inspiration for the song, and that it was adapted to suit his musical style. This theory was supported by the fact that James had previously written the hit song Suspicious Minds for Presley Carson. Songwriter Mark James was strolling through the studio, exhausted from endless music projects, but he ran through the song with Carson and Christopher by the 4th time. Retorted that the song was written for all men, not just Presley, and that it was a lengthy apology. He said that it was similar to how all men who make mistakes would love nothing more than to call their wives and say, Listen, honey, I could have done better, but I want you to know that you were always on my mind. Elvis Presley recorded Always on My Mind on March 29, 1972, just a few weeks after he and his wife Priscilla separated in February. The song was well received by critics and is regarded as one of among Presley's most notable songs from the 1970s. Always on My Mind peaked at number 16 on Billboard's Hot Country Singles chart in November 1972 in the United Kingdom, reached the top 10 in January 1973, and was ranked number 1 in an ITV poll of the country's favorite Ellis songs in 2013. The song was released as the B-side of the Separate Ways single, which was certified gold by the Recording Industry Association of America (RA) for sales of over 1 million units. The American hard rock band Aerosmith recorded the song Falling in Love to serve as the theme song for the 1998 science fiction disaster film Armageddon, in which lead singer Steven Tyler's daughter, Liv, starred. It is one of 4 songs the band performed for the movie. The other 3 were What Kind of Love Are You On, Come Together, and Sweetheart. Diane Warren wrote the power ballad, with the original idea that Celine Dion would perform it. The song, I Don't Want to Miss a Thing, was originally intended to be a radio-only single from the album Armageddon, but due to popular demand, Columbia Records released it commercially in August 1998. It debuted at number 1 on the Billboard Hot 100, giving the band their first and only #1 single in their home country. The song peaked at #1 for 4 weeks, received its airplay premiere on May 12, 1998, and was officially added to radio a week later. The song was nominated for an Oscar as Best Original Song at the 70 Honest Academy Awards of 1998, but lost to When You Believe from the Prince of Egypt. American country music singer Mark Chesnutt covered the song for his album of the same name in early 1999, and his version was a top 20 hit on the Billboard Hot 100. Won for several weeks in several other countries, including Australia, Ireland, and Norway. It sold over 1 million copies in the United Kingdom and peaked at #4 on the UK singles chart. This song from the upcoming Armageddon soundtrack features the enduring rock troupe happily giving in to the romance of superstar Tom Smith, Diane Warren's sweet tune but with an appropriate dash of guitar-juiced melodrama. Steven Tyler's signature belting is so intensely over the top that he frequently seems to be shrieking. If you're among the many who adore Aerosmith when it indulges in power balladry a la Angel, you're in for a real treat, Billboard wrote. Top 40 and AC format programmers will find the recipe irresistible, as it combines a high-voltage performance with a collision of rock-styled instrumentation and grand faux classical orchestration. Birmingham Evening Mail commented songwriter Diane Warren once again works her magic with a bombastic power ballad from the Armageddon movie soundtrack, which perfectly complements Steven Tyler's sultry vocals as the track moves towards its string-soaked conclusion. The Daily Record called it an epic ballad, which features Steve Tyler impersonating the music video, which was filmed at the Minneapolis Armory in May 1998 and featured scenes from the movie along with a cameo by Liv Tyler in her role as Grace Stamper, was noted by Bryan Adams as an end-of-the-night disco favorite. The band is playing with an orchestra backing them in a studio filled with giant NASA banners, which fall in the second chorus to reveal the studio to be the launch pad of Space Shuttle Freedom from the movie. At the same time, F-15 and T-38 fighter jets fly in formation overhead. This song gave Kevin Skinner his first appearance. America's Got Talent is a televised American talent show competition that is part of the Global Got Talent franchise created by Simon Cowell Fremantle, USA, and Psycho Entertainment. The program is produced and broadcast on the NBC television network. It debuted on June 20, 2006, after plans for a British edition in 2005 were suspended due to a dispute within the British broadcaster. What should we know about AGT Season 4 with Kevin Skinner as the winner? ITV production would resume in 2007 after the first season's success. Each season is primarily broadcast during the network's summer schedule, and different hosts have appeared throughout the program's history. Terry Crews is currently the host. The program draws a variety of participants from both domestic and international locations, with a range of talent acts, including singers, dancers, comedians, magicians, stunts, and other genres. Each auditionee or act tries to get a spot in the live episodes of a season by winning over a panel of judges. The current cast includes Cowell, Hoy Mandel, Heidi Klum, and Sofia Vergara. Contestants who make it to the live episodes vie for the judges and the public's votes to advance to the live final, where the winner gets a sizable cash prize and the opportunity to host a show on the Las Vegas Strip. The show has been a ratings success for NBC, attracting an average of about 10 million viewers each season. In 2013, a book titled Inside AGT, The Untold Stories of America's Got Talent was published, detailing the show has run for 18 seasons, with the 18th season airing September 2023. It has produced 4 spin-off competitions: America's Got Talent The Champions, AGT Extreme, America's Got Talent All-Stars, and America's Got Talent Fantasy League. The main series returned for season 19 in summer 2024 with host crews and judges Cowell, Mandel, Klum, and Vergara. Season's contestants, judges, and production techniques. It includes in-depth interviews with contestants from all seasons up until the book's publication date. All returning, the 4th season ran from June 23 to September 19, 2009, and was the first to be broadcast in high definition. In addition to live auditions, participants could also try out by uploading a video of their performance to the program's website prior to filming, and Springer left the show after the previous season. Additional auditions took place in Washington, D.C., Miami, Tacoma, Boston, and Houston between January and April season, and Nick Cannon took over as host for the competition's 4th year. In addition to the prize money, the winner would also receive their Zero-E headline show at the Planet Hollywood Resort Encino on the Las Vegas Strip. The results episodes following each performance were then put back into their original broadcast format. This was the season that Kevin Skinner won, followed by opera singer Barbara Padilla in 2nd place and percussionist Recycled Percussion. 3rd place.